if the global power shift we are witnessing today isn't accidental? What if it's a part of long-term, carefully planned strategy that started decades ago? That's what Pillsbury, the author of the book, The 100-Year Marathon, and I'll be breaking it down in this book's review. This is one of the most debated geopolitical books where Pillsbury claims about China's rise and America's role in it. Who is Pillsbury? He's a US defense analyst and China expert who has advised, according to him, American administrations since Richard Nixon and Henry Kissinger, and arguably had more access to China's military and intelligence establishment than any other Westerner. He was fluent in Mandarin and have long served in multiple positions in US government, and he draws his insights from decades of contact with the hawks in China's military and intelligence agencies, and he translated their documents, speeches, and books in two of his main books. One, Chinese Views on Future Warfare, and the second, China Debates on Future Security Environment, which he asserts he has been given to Chinese military leaders and defectors. In there, he shows how the teachings of traditional Chinese statecraft underpin their actions. What makes his perspective interesting and controversial for some good reasons is that he once believed in supporting China's rise, but later became one of its strongest critics. At its core, the book argues that China is not just rising naturally or it's happening randomly. Instead, Pillsbury claims that China has been running a hidden, long-term strategy to replace the United States as the world's dominant power by 2049. That would be the 100th anniversary of communist China. But here's the twist. The idea largely reflects what hawks within Chinese establishment believe and promote, and it is not necessarily the entire state's policy. So mainly, he establishes the following points in his book. 1. China plays a long-term strategic game, unlike short-term Western thinking. So instead of confronting the United States early, it focuses on gradual growth until it becomes strong enough. Second, it uses deception and concealment to avoid confrontation early on. So they would hide true intentions, appear weaker than they think, than US may think they are, and they would avoid triggering rival backlash. Third, the US may have unknowingly helped China rise by giving access to Western markets, technology transfer, academic and business exchanges, etc. And fourth, China encourages underestimation by its rivals. So they would be promoting the ideas of peaceful rise, avoiding aggressive signaling early on, etc., etc. And fifth is economic power. He sees China's economic power being used as a pathway to global dominance. So it's not random, but will be going to play a strategic role in clearing the pathway of dominance for China. So, talking of the key points that Pillsbury reiterate in his entire analysis in this book is as follows. The first thing, again, he talks about the marathon mindset. That China, according to him, thinks in decades, not election cycles like the West. So the idea is simple: to grow quietly, avoid conflict, and win over time. The second thing is that he mentions about China is China thinks in strategic deception. So drawing from their ancient strategies like Sun Tzu, the book suggests that China hides its true ambitions, appearing weaker while getting stronger meantime. Third, US is miscalculating China's moves, and he's very skeptical about it. He's of the view that a class in US state establishment has long been holding a docile China view that believes that China is going to be like the United States if US supported China's economic growth, but instead, by doing so, it may have created a powerful competitor. And lastly, he presents, as I said earlier, he presents the hawk perspective. It's not entire China policy. So that is what most of the critics of the book also contribute to this this too. Pillsbury's argument reflects the thinking of hardline Chinese strategy, and it is not necessarily of all of China's policy. So the book is as much about how some elites in China think as it is about actual policy. So summing it up, although the contemporary views in American government has largely shifted in recent administrations that perceive China as one of the biggest national security threats, but the book published in 2015, and it presented a different view that America hold about China. So for me, the 100-year marathon is not just a book about China. It's a book about how we interpret power, strategy, global competition. So because it never is a straight way forward in the world of geopolitics as we know it historically. So reading it all will not require you to believe what Pillsbury have to say or choose sides of looking at China being secretive next rising power that is going to outcome US, or it's just going to be another great power besides US. But reading this book will push you further to question, are global shifts random or strategically engineered? And maybe the most important question could be, are we seeing reality or just one powerful narrative about it? Thank you. That's all for me. Happy reading.